This NFL DFS Week 16 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBET. WynnBET is now live in Colorado, Indiana, Michigan, New Jersey, Tennessee, Virginia, and Arizona. From boosted parlays to in-game odds on every major sport, WynnBET has what you need to win. Sign up today to receive a $1,000 risk-free sports bet. Download the WynnBET app now or visit wynnbet.com and start winning today. We're also brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is DFS simplified. All you have to do is pick your favorite player over and unders to cash in. Head over to prizepicks.com and use promo code SGP for a 100% instant deposit match. We're also brought to you by Better Fantasy. Better Fantasy is a new free-to-play app that lets you sync your fantasy football league and bet on the head-to-head matchups. Download the app today or just head to betterfantasy.com/SGPN. That's betterfantasy.com/SGPN. We're also brought to you by PropSwap, America's marketplace to buy and sell sports bets. Use promo code SGP on your first deposit to receive up to $500 in bonus cash. Head over to PropSwap.com or download the PropSwap app today. We're also brought to you by SoBet. Sign up to bet against your friends and join the social betting revolution at SoBet.io/SGPN. That's SoBet.io/SGPN. And of course, don't forget to download the SGPN app, your home for all of our free picks and podcasts.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking that money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer dog?
Oh, well, first of all, let me comment you on your shades today. Looking pretty dapper. Perhaps a little hungover. I don't know. Water Jug Sean is looking swole though in the Brian Dawkins.
Yes, rocking the Brian Dawkins jersey. I'm doing this remotely in New York City, traveling and seeing some family. And man, I am insanely hungover. Drunkest I've been in a long time. Really got banged up. The problem was I got pretty drunk before the Eagles game even started. And then once the Eagles game started, look out, went to an Irish bar and just kept ordering Jameson after Jameson after Jameson, which, eventually caught up to me. But yeah, insanely hungover, barfed everywhere. Definitely wanted to kill myself earlier, but I rallied, Ryan. Hashtag rare breed. Hashtag untamed, much like Jalen Hurts. How about those Eagles, Ryan? Cash the over 6.5, and thank God they moved that game from Sunday to Tuesday, so that Washington didn't clear any additional players. They in fact lost one. Like what? It made no sense to move it to Tuesday. Now we're facing the Giants on a short week, but who cares? It's the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, look, congratulations to your Eagles, to your over 6.5 win, Sean.
Hell yeah.
Who knows? Maybe just maybe they'll go on a playoff run and you can have some happy playoff. Not me though. I get coal in my stocking. Sean, thanks for bringing it up. I didn't think we were going to talk about actual NFL on this episode. We promised only to talk about fantasy football, which I am still a king, unlike Joe Judge and his pussy.
Yeah, and on the last show we did, we gave out a lineup that was like one Monday night game and the Tuesday night football came in 12th place in the DraftKings contest. There, it was nice. only $60, but still, it was pretty sweet.
Oh, win's a win. What are you gonna do?
I'm not complaining. We are live on YouTube. Perfect reason to go to youtube.com/sports gambling podcast. Subscribe so you can hop in the chat live. Shank 904 Youngblood already checking in saying, I lost Godwin. I need a sleeper, please. Ryan, what's your before we get to our lineups, but what's your take on the Tampa Bay situation? I'll get to it when I talk about the lineup that I'm giving out, but I do like Antonio Brown. By all accounts, he should be back this Sunday, so I think he's a fun pickup. Who would you rather go, Antonio Brown or Scotty Miller?
I think identifying who's going to be the random receiver who steps up. I know Scotty Miller has kind of worked his way back, a guy who Tom Brady has liked in the past, but I would look to two people. I would look to Scotty Miller as the punt, but really Gronk. He got a shitload of targets last week. Didn't perform. We love guys coming off kind of super inefficient outcomes, and I think he checks the box for the touchdown threat as well. So I know it's a chalky answer, but that would be the sleeper. I guess if you're talking season long, Sean, and you lose Godwin, sorry, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but I think you may be able to pick up Antonio Brown.
Ooh.
So yeah, I do think that's you have a shot there. Ryan, before we get to it, shout out tickpick.com/SGP. Go there, get some game tickets, watch some live college football. Bowl season is upon us. We just cranked out part 2 and part 3 of the college football bowl picks podcast. 2 is out now. 3 will be dropping later in the week. But again, these games are so much more fun when you can go hang out with the crowd. I know when we went to the Rose Bowl this year, I mean, that was probably the last. I mean, I was also insanely hungover after that. So that was probably the last time I've been that hungover. But again, live football doesn't get any better. And just go to tickpick.com/SGP, the original no fee ticket site and the only one you'll ever need for, again, college football, NFL, maybe get some playoff games, late season action. And the best thing is, they guarantee the best prices on all of their college football tickets. If you can find better prices for the same seats on another site, TickPick will give you 110% of the difference in the purchase price. TickPick.com/SGP. And of course, as always, our straight dogs over at WinBet, presenting sponsor of the Sports Gambling Podcast and Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Head over there, spin that parlay wheel. I mean, parlays are always super fun. 2, spinning a wheel, also really fun. And you get a nice little sweet parlay boost. All you got to do is go to wynnbet.com. Follow them on social media as well at WinBet. Drop them a line. Be like, hey, I'm following you guys because the Sports Gambling Podcast told me to. That'll make us look really good. They're kind of again, you have a boss, and imagine if someone filled out a nice comment card for you and like, hey, this guy's doing a great job. It always looks good for the old WinBet. Give them a follow on Twitter if you haven't already. And more importantly, download that Win Betting app or just go to wynnbet.com. Bet big, win bigger with WinBet. Kramer, what do we got? What are you doing quarterback wise?
Oh, before we do that, you reminded me of something when you said, hey, the tip jar is open. I'm sure we've already reminded you, but let's remind people again that if you are one of our younger members of the audience who listens on Spotify, you can rate us now, Sean. You can you can click. I don't know if reviews are in there, to be honest with you yet, but I know that if you're listening over there, 5 stars always helps. Quarterback.
Yes.
Smokey Joe just lost his record, Sean. This is the first time we're going to get to see. No, he's already played since the record popped, I think. I'm losing track of days here, but he lost his collegiate record. I'm using that as a handicap because Joe Burrow is a guy who seems to get motivated by little things. And this is also a game where he went off in the first matchup versus the Ravens. I don't know if you remember, Sean. We're going to have a bit of a reunion here because I think there's no reason for me to think they can't do it again. And I really love the Bengals coming off everything about this spot, like gambling wise too. Joe Burrow, 5,900. You mentioned the price. Like, why is he only 5,900? He's beneath guys like Huntley, for example. He's barely above Cam Newton, Sean. He's barely above Davis Mills, Big Ben, who we God bless Big Ben, but he's just not producing. So Joe Burrow at 5,900 felt like a nice way to get the week started. And yeah, I mean, I think there's also some very obvious plays we're going to fade later, say like tight ends who've been scoring 40 points a week.
Yes. Agreed with all that there. I'm going, I had Herbert in here, and then, I mean, cause Herbert at Houston, that seems like a great spot for the Chargers, a real smash spot, as the kids say. But you know what? I'm going Tom Brady.
Oh,
give me Tom Brady. I mean, He's looking at those MVP odds. He's seeing old Aaron Rodgers nipping at his heels, and now he plays this dog shit Panthers team. He was pissed off, during the game. I can only imagine a week of just him watching that shitty film from that game. He is going to be on fire against this Panthers team. Give me a Tom Brady, $7,400. He's up there price wise, and he hasn't coming off like not. What was his exact split here? 26 for 48, 0 touchdowns. Are you kidding me? That's gonna. Come on.
Yeah, I was gonna say the attempts were still there. They still threw the ball a lot. So, and I think you could be staring down the barrel, Sean, of a situation where if Leonard Fournette is out, you could be fading chalk Ronald Jones, which is. I never thought we'd be saying that. I thought this is like Cam Newton as a road favorite, like chalk Ronald Jones. Everyone's going to play Ronald Jones this weekend if Fournette's out, period. Right. Like and you get to fade that. I love that. The only concern here is if you're going to bring it back or not. Cause that Carolina offense continues to just be, Matt Rule is not going to have a job after this year. I'm more and more convinced that he's going to lose his job. All right. Running back one.
Take Ryan.
What do you see out of that team that makes you feel like, wow, this guy's getting the team better than they were before? All right, running back one, James Robinson. Sean, I'm going back to the well.
Okay.
He was chalk last week and he didn't quite hit. He didn't do horrible. But this week, who does he get? The Jets. What are the Jets doing lately? Just giving up gobs and gobs of points to the running back. Last week, myself, Justin Decker, we were lamenting as we realized we played the wrong Miami Dolphins running back against the Jets, as it was Duke Johnson, not Myles Gaskin, who was taking him to the woodshed. This week it's going to be James Robinson. Again, the usage was there in the first week without Urban Meyer. It's going to be there again, considering they got their ass beat by Houston. They still have something to play for. 5,900. It just to be under 6,000 for the usage he's going to see again. Value extraction, Sean.
Hashtag value. Again, he got a touchdown called back. Really cost me my big dog parlay, but give me Cordarrelle Patterson coming off an 11 attempt game for only 18 yards, 2 targets, 2 catches. I think the Falcons are at they're at home against the Lions. I think they're just going to run the ball right down their throats. And again, Lions are coming off a win. I feel like they dumped the Gatorade last week. You know what I mean? And you can definitely still run on this Lions team. Arizona just got behind and never really got around to it, but for a physical runner like Cordarrelle Patterson, I think he's going to have a field day. I'm calling it, if you play the anytime touchdowns, I think him having 2 touchdowns is a fun prop bet as well. But yeah, give me Patterson, $6,700. Love him at home this week against the Lions.
Jared Goff on the COVID-19 list, but if you were to, assuming he comes back and everything's okay, and you wanted to play another Jared Goff double, I love the idea of bringing it back with Patterson because I just think this is a game that you can circle. I don't think it's going to be a popular DFS play, and I think there's going to be some nice points potentially here. And to your point, Detroit dumped the Gatorade last week. They're not going to have that edge they've had all season. All right, running back 2. I'm going right to this Pittsburgh game. I could see a world where Kansas City is able to get up and run the ball in this one. Sean, the offense still not there. They're banged up as hell everywhere else. Clyde Edwards-Helaire against the Steelers, only 5,800 again. This is a game where, could you see the Steelers go down big and the Chiefs get to run the ball a little bit? Could you see a game where his usage is ticking closer and closer to that 20 to 25 touches? I don't know. I'm gambling that this is the one because he's been a huge disappointment for most of the year. But I like the angle here. I also like, teaser alert. I'm going to be playing their defense later, but I love this as a stack angle as well. They get up, the defense gets hungry. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire finds the end zone twice at 5,800.
Ooh,
calling it.
So you're also calling for Clyde Edwards-Helaire to have 2 touchdowns there. All right, my second running back coming off a big game. He hasn't scored a touchdown yet somehow this season. Miles Sanders feels like he's gonna be due. to get a touchdown. They're at home against the Giants, who've clearly given up on the season. And I was worried that Jordan Howard would kind of come back and kind of have the bell cow role there, but it seems like Sanders is, and they've really been giving him more and more carries, coming off an 131, still involved in the passing game, 2 catches as well, 19.6, DraftKings points last game there, last night, Tuesday. And yeah, I think it's a good spot against the Giants as well. I mean, they just don't seem like they're playing that hard. Joe Judge has kind of lost the team, but yeah, Miles Sanders, 5,600.
It is odd. And by the way, fuck you to Sirianni for waiting until after fantasy football is essentially done to start paying off my Miles Sanders in the 4th and 5th round best ball stock. Like, I mean, honestly, this was the bell cow effort that I think we expected to see, or at least I did, drafting him in the 4th and 5th round in the optimistic case. So what the fuck, like, dude, what, like, real dickhead move. There, people are out there like on the streets losing their livelihood over your fucking poor decision making.
Well, Sanders has had a weird season, right? Because in the beginning of the season, they weren't running the ball at all. And then once they flipped the switch and decided to start running the ball, that's right when he gets injured. In that Raiders game, he was banged up for a while, missed a bunch of time, but now he seems fully healthy, and that offensive line is really pushing people around. Love what I'm seeing out of the Eagles O-line and the run game in general. Best running team in the league. So, they're going to do what works for them. Ryan, speaking of doing what works, prizepicks.com, promo code SGP, went 2-1 with the Monday night player props. So again, if you did the, I forget how they call it, but like the round robin there,
the flex play.
Yes. The flex play, you could have turned 20 into 45. I of course went power play and tried to turn 20 into 100, 2-1, didn't get it done. But again, prizepicks.com, promo code SGP. It's so fun to play. It's DFS simplified, very easy. Just simply pick the over under on, different player stats. They have a ton of sports too. It's not just NFL. They got college football, college basketball. I feel like if you really follow college basketball, you could clean up over at prizepicks.com, promo code SGP, get that 100% deposit match. Also, we're brought to you by PropSwap.com, where America goes to buy and sell real sports bets. Kramer, we've been talking about the MVP case of Aaron Rodgers, and oh man, if you got a Aaron Rodgers ticket even like 2 weeks ago at like 7-1, 8-1, and now you go over to PropSwap.com, you could really clean up with that thing. And obviously, when you use the promo code SGP, they double up your first deposit, so you can even make more money. Again, what's awesome about it is you don't have to, you don't have to hit. Your ticket doesn't have to win, just has to increase in odds. Much like when Colby's Matt Corral Heisman Trophy ticket was sky high, and I implored him to list over at PropSwap.com. You talked him out of it, Ryan, but again, very easy to use and very easy to make some cash. PropSwap.com, promo code SGP. Stock receivers. What are you doing receivers wise?
Let's start. I guess I'll start with my stack to keep it clean. We'll go Jamar Chase. I see the case for Higgins, and I think if you're going to play a receiver bring back with Andrews, you do play Higgins potentially. But I think if you're just playing one of his receivers, as much as I pondered playing Boyd, saving some money and using it elsewhere, Chase is just the variance guy. He's the guy that's going to catch the big touchdown pass if it works anyway. So I think for the GPP situation, and again, Chase's price just maintains this $7,000 range where if you look at his actual production, he's never going to be super popular in that price range, but only a 4-target game last week in Denver. Little weird, Denver's always a tough place to play. 8-8 previous. So again, playing the high upside, he's the guy that's going to have the huge A-dot, and he's the guy who's going to find the end zone on the end of the 40-50 yard bomb. So Chase is always going to be the guy stacked with Burrow.
Yep. I told you I was thinking about playing Herbert, but didn't pull the trigger on that. And Tom Brady, give me the Antonio Brown stack. He lost Godwin. Looks like Evans. Have you heard the latest on Evans? Is he going to play? He's questionable.
I would, I don't think we've seen Mike Evans play with a really banged up knee before, or leg, or
they say it's a hamstring.
Or hamstring. Yeah, I feel like that's happened too before. And I feel like he's not a guy that plays through injury well. On top of that, I just don't. I wonder if he's even like, if he makes it to play, I think he'll only be there as a decoy. So I would probably not play Mike Evans.
Yeah, I'm loving Antonio Brown, $4,900. Again, Panthers definitely seem like one of the teams that are just completely out. And again, the Tom Brady FU case is gonna be on display. What better way to send the ultimate FU than just throw a bunch of touchdowns to Antonio Brown? He's only $4,900. I mean, yeah, I'm all in.
I think the Bucks is a super, super, super interesting game this week for fantasy purposes, because you could play the old school Tom Brady and his buddies double stack. And you're absolutely right in doing so. All right, I'll keep it stack related. We're gonna go Rashad Bateman as my bring back. Now, initially I thought, well, it'd be great. Let's just get Andrews in there. He's still going to be expensive. I wonder how owned he will be. But the production lately, how is he? He's got a green number next to him, Sean. He's now had back-to-back 30-point weeks. I have to imagine he's going to be in like what looks, every way you look at it, looks like a good matchup, whether it's Huntley or Lamar. So I think he's going to be insanely owned. And so I wanted to have some leverage against it. We love Bateman. We're going back to the Bateman well here. Unfortunately, he didn't perform last week, did the week before with Huntley. So I think he's a little bit quarterback proof. And goddamn, is the nerdy dynasty community going to love it when it finally comes. But this feels a lot like it could be the Bateman game. I think this game's going to be a bit higher scoring, 4,500. Nice price too. Allowed me to do some fun stuff with my other game stack.
Yep. Yeah. No, all in on that. And yeah, I mean, Bateman is he's a fun guy to, Ryan. It's okay to have fun playing DFS because sometimes he's just a fun guy to root for. You know
what we should do next year? We should, or maybe even this year, go back and track who we played and just have like at the end of the year we have our guys. The guys we end up playing the most, because there's definitely guys where you're like, I just want that in my lineup. Like the upside is so appealing with Bateman, and that's what it's like. His floor is probably what happened last week, which is near zero, but his ceiling is so exciting. And you know what, Sean, we play for ceilings.
Oh yeah, I mean, you don't need to tell me about.
Look at that A dot.
Guys who play for ceilings. I mean, I've started Deshaun Jackson a number of weeks. Not going to do it this time. Someone said they lost their mind when they heard me pick Deshaun Jackson again. No, I think I'm kind of over the Deshaun Jackson, unless they play the Cowboys again. I don't know how that would happen. Maybe in the Super Bowl. Give me not doing a game stack here. This is just a one-off. Give me Tyler Boyd. Like I mean, I'm with you on the Chase angle, but I think Tyler Boyd is kind of his guy. I mean, I see the upside for Chase, but Tyler Boyd at 5,100 against this Baltimore secondary that just keeps losing guys. Yeah, I'm all in. I mean, I like the Burrow angle too, but yeah, Tyler Boyd at 5,100 feels like a great play here.
Yeah, and I think I haven't seen him have that massive volume game, but I like it. It's very contrarian this week, and I like it. And I think he's also like Boyd's a dog.
Super efficient.
He's also a dog, and this, it's when you're playing the Ravens, you need dogs.
Right? Do you have the soundboard near you? Got to hear from my boy Dog.
Oh Jesus! All right,
it's on the left hand column.
All right,
Dog. Yeah, there you go.
All right, so we're putting some dogs in the lineup with Boyd there. All right, I'm a third receiver.
Yep.
All right, this is where we're gonna take it to the game stack. We're gonna take KJ Osborne for the Minnesota Vikings. Still don't know what Thielen's status will be. It sounded like he was close last week. Still coming back from the high ankle. I don't expect him to be productive right away. I do expect this to have a lot of points. The highest point total on Sunday in the slate, Rams Vikings, that is. And I do expect the Rams to focus very closely on Justin Jefferson and the 14 plus targets he's been averaging lately. So I'm picking someone else here. KJ Osborne's on the field, 88% of the snaps. It's a logical pick. 4,800. The price made it really nice as well. So going right to the dome for the stack here.
All right, I'm avoiding adding to the stack. I had Robbie Anderson in here, and then I just said, you know what, fuck Robbie Anderson. The guy's really burned me a number of times.
He had 8 targets last week.
Yeah, and then I remembered that Cam Newton might be playing again, so I don't want to be a part of that. Give me instead Mike Williams. Chargers at the Texans should be a great spot for again, Chargers on the road. Yes, please. Mike Williams coming off a 9-target game where he only had 3 catches. Clearly they want him involved in the offense. And even on those 3 catches, he still had 49 yards on 3 grabs. So I think he's a big part of the offense. He's kind of, I don't know. I felt like he hasn't been as good as he was earlier in the season, but I think this is a perfect get right game for Mike Williams. I think Herbert's going to be thrown to him a ton, and perfect spot against the Texans. And he's only and 6,100 feels like a good price.
Yeah, and the Texans, they coming off a win, they deployed their beat Jacksonville game plan. Now they're gonna simmer down a little bit. All right, tight end Sean. CJ Uzomah.
Nice.
Listen, I understand that he had the game of the year, 2 touchdowns, 3 catches, 91 yards or whatever it was against this Baltimore team. But why can't he do it again? This team still hasn't gotten any better defending the tight end. And again, I think how is Mark Andrews not going to be chalky this week? He scored 80 points or 70 points over the last 2. So I wanted to be a little different, and I love the matchup here. And I think again, this dude seems to be a dog as well. And in a game against the Ravens, you're gonna need some dogs. So went with a Jamar Chase, CJ Uzomah, Joe Burrow stack, bringing it back with Bateman. Sean, 33,000 only for Uzomah.
I like it. Uzomah is he's a fun guy to play as well. And I think I had him that one game he went off. And shout out to us, Ryan, for the pregame Periscope. We threw out the Huntley Andrews stack, and that really was, that alone could have got you in a really good spot. So again, good reason to tune into the pregame show so you don't miss out on some late gems like the Huntley Mark Andrews stack. All right, hey, want to shout out Better Fantasy, man. Fantasy playoffs ramping up. You got to go to betterfantasy.com/SGPN, BETTOR fantasy.com/SGPN. They got a sweet free to play app. Lets you sync your fantasy football league and bet on the matchups. Again, genius idea. 2 guys, much like us, Ryan, one's an Eagles fan, one's a Giants fan. They have a bunch of, besides betting on your fantasy league, you can also play all their free to play games like Monday night, Thursday night, Tuesday night prop games they do. And again, it's free to play. You're not going to lose any money. You can turn the credits you win into gift cards. Good times over at betterfantasy.com/SGPN. And of course, SoBet.io/SGPN. SoBet, man. If maybe this Sunday, Ryan and I will go mano y mano, and I'll take the Eagles. He'll take the Giants, and we can settle it over on SoBet.io. Very easy to connect third-party payment options as well to SoBet. And again, it's what's fun about gambling, right? The personal head-to-head nature. SoBet, again, free to play. SoBet.io/SGPN. SoBet.io/SGPN. All right, Kramer, my tight end. You got to go. This is a friends and family lineup for sure. Give me Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned at the beginning of the show, coming off a super inefficient game, 11 targets, only 2 catches. Are you kidding me? That's been eating at Gronk. He's going to dominate. Don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I think he's a fairly. It's hard to look past Andrews and Gronk for like a cash lineup because the floors are just absolutely phenomenal. And I think with Gronk, the lack of who the fuck is going to catch the ball just means that Gronk is he's going to be the first and second target in the red zone.
Yeah, 100%. He's $6,200, which usually I'm not a guy who pays up for tight end. But I think if it's a part of your stack and it makes sense here, because I think I would be shocked if he doesn't lead the team in targets. So, and again, I think Brady's just going to go off. I don't think he's going to let them run the ball. I think he wants to throw the ball. He wants to get back in the MVP race. You know, I mean, you don't think that matters to him?
Can we? Yeah, quick pause. Like, when did Tom Brady's picture on DraftKings get updated to this guy with the like ultimate just frat boy like bro?
Wow,
flip?
that is a weird face. He's got a. I mean. Yeah. Wow. Do yourself a favor and look at Tom Brady's DraftKings. He is. He's gotten a lot of work done. 100%. Tom Brady. That hair is so weird. What an odd man.
It's like he's trying to get younger and doing it with like all the extremity. All right. Flex spot, Sean. I did what you're not. Dick Olson once told us you're not supposed to do this, but give me the completion of the Minnesota Rams game stack is the most obvious one. 9,100. Cooper Kupp worked around it with the some of the cheaper guys. Was able to get Cooper Kupp in there. What's not to love against Kirk Cousins and this Vikings team that seems to extract points out of everyone they play? Cooper Kupp on turf. Everything about this is juicy. Top guy on the board for a reason. 9,100 can be Cooper. Which, by the way, Cooper Kupp fucked me. He was responsible for knocking me out of like 8 best ball tournaments this weekend.
Oh yeah, he's probably my. I mean, I got to look at my ownership, but my Cooper Kupp ownership was super low. I just didn't see this case at all for him. He's having an insane year. 122 catches. 1,625 receiving yards, and that's with 3 games left. Jesus.
Well, there is an extra game, Sean.
That is true. That's definitely true. All right, for my flex spot, give me. This is clearly he's kind of turned into Justin Fields' guy. Give me Darnell Mooney. They involve him a little bit in the running game as well. 7 targets, 5 catches, 63 yards his last game. He has a chance to hit some deep stuff. I think there's definitely good opportunities to be had against that Seattle secondary. I think I could see Seattle kind of being pretty flat because I don't know. It felt like that Rams game, that was kind of their season. Now that they're playing on a super short week. Granted, the Bears did play Monday, but I think playing that Tuesday game is going to be tough for I just don't see Seattle getting up for this. The Bears, their season's also done, but I think they're still kind of motivated, especially Justin Fields. You know, it's his first year. I think he's still going to be running around back there, and Darnell Mooney really seems to benefit. So yeah, give me Mooney, $5,400 against the Seattle secondary.
Sean, I was very close to a Justin Fields lineup. Almost more.
Right, that would have been great for the podcast.
He's averaging close to 20 points a week the last couple weeks, and now against this, like as you mentioned, this Seattle team that both of these teams are on quit watch. Yeah. But I'd worry a little bit more about this Seattle team after that, in that letdown spot. They don't even have their
and Fields is only $5,200. That's crazy. And again, obviously his rushing upside as well, but yeah, that's pretty fun.
It's a good matchup against that secondary, and to finish the quit point on Seattle, they don't even have their own first round pick. So all right, defense. I told you I was stacking it with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and that's the Chiefs. What better way to play I'm top of the board defense, so I'm sure it won't be super popular against road Big Ben. That's a good thing in a situation where they could be up big. So love the angle. 3,500. Kansas City. They're scoring a touchdown this week, right, against Big Ben. It seems obvious.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, he's. Oh God! How did they win that game? It was awesome, but I still don't understand how he's able to score at all.
Tomlin doesn't go below 500, Sean.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, what else do we got here?
Your defense.
Yes, my defense. Sorry, I was responding to some of the guys in the chat over at youtube.com/sportsgamblingpodcast. What do we got? Luke Utz chiming in, saying AJ Dillon touchdown being called back cost me so bad last weekend. Yeah, I mean that Patterson touchdown getting called back really boned me a number of ways, and I still swear to God he was over the line. Motherfuckers, goddamn 49ers. All right, for me the defense, it's obvious. Give me the Atlanta Falcons at home to pair with Patterson. Ryan, you always like doing the running back defense correlation there. I just think this is, defense is always a bit of a crapshoot, but Lions on the road, there's a chance Jared Goff might not play. Love Atlanta at home defensive wise, and they actually have some decent returners too. So I wouldn't be shocked if they get a special teams touchdown here. And again, either it's Jared Goff, with no practice coming off a great game, or it's whoever the Lions backup is. So either way, I like the Falcons defense there. Pretty cheap too, only $2,600.
Yeah, I mean the COVID is proof that they were celebrating after the game. I mean, come on, what do you think's going on here? I mean, the reason you love the correlation is because when the team goes up, they're going to run the ball, especially Arthur Smith. He runs the ball regardless, and to the point, like you like fading Jared Goff in this spot, you like fading his backup even more.
Yeah, no, awesome spot for them.
All
right. Yeah, that'll do it for the pod. We're going to be cranking out the NFL picks one very soon. But again, thank you as always for tuning into the podcast. Make sure you leave a rating review, and for Spotify, Ryan, you said you can leave ratings, or can you not do a review?
No reviews, but yes, ratings. It's been confirmed by Cameron in the chat, who by the way, shout out to Cameron, pulling some clips for us.
If you guys want to tweet us, you leaving a rating on Spotify with a screenshot, you'll be entered to win as well for #Merch Monday.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
I truly believe, Sean, this week I found $1 million.
Kramer, let it ride.